Welcome, Royal Realms. Have you ever walked into a room and felt the tension shift, not because you did anything, but simply because you exist? Why is it that Sigma females, the most self-sufficient and enigmatic women, trigger such strong reactions in people? Imagine this: you're at work, focused, handling business like the powerhouse you are. You don't gossip at the water cooler, you don't beg for validation, and you don't play office politics. And yet, you notice the whispers, the side eyes, and that one co-worker who always tries to put you in your place. Not because you're rude, not because you're arrogant, but simply because you don't need anyone's approval. Ladies, the truth is, some people just can't handle the presence of a Sigma female, and not for the reasons you might think. Today, we're diving into the 5 strangest reasons why people cannot stand Sigma females. And trust me, some of these will shock you. As Coco Chanel once said, "I don't care what you think about me. I don't think about you at all." That, ladies, is pure Sigma energy. Stay with me till the end, because these insights will help you navigate the world without ever dimming your light. Let's go. Point 1. Sigma females are immune to manipulation. Ladies, if there's one thing a manipulative person fears, it's someone they can't control, and who fits that description perfectly. You, the Sigma female. Your mind is a fortress protected by razor-sharp intuition and an unwavering sense of self. Manipulators thrive on deception, emotional coercion, and mind games. But a Sigma female, she dismantles their illusions effortlessly. You don't just listen, you dissect words for hidden motives. You don't just feel, you analyze emotions before accepting them as your own. And that makes you an absolute nightmare for anyone who preys on weakness. Psychologists have identified key manipulation tactics: gaslighting, making you doubt reality; guilt-tripping, patronizing your empathy; and love-bombing, overwhelming you with attention to gain control. Many fall victim to these subtle traps, but Sigma females, not a chance. Studies in emotional intelligence reveal that highly self-aware individuals like you are significantly less susceptible to psychological manipulation. You recognize red flags before they turn into regrets. Imagine this: a manipulator tries to guilt-trip you into bending to their will. Instead of engaging, you respond with a knowing smirk, silence, or a firm boundary. Suddenly, they're squirming. Their usual tricks don't work. It's like watching someone repeatedly push a pull door, awkward, frustrating, and slightly amusing. Your independence makes you a force to be reckoned with, and while manipulators may find that infuriating, that's their burden to bear, not yours. Keep walking, unshaken and unstoppable. Point 2. Your confidence feels like a threat. Ladies, let's break this down. Confidence isn't just an attitude. It's a force of nature. It's the silent, magnetic energy that turns heads, commands respect, and, let's be honest, shakes up those who haven't yet found their own strength. And here's the kicker: it's not about being the loudest in the room. It's about knowing, without a shadow of a doubt, that you belong in the room. Now, let's talk science. Confidence isn't just a vibe, it's backed by psychology. Studies show that people with high self-efficacy, the belief in one's ability to succeed, are more likely to take risks, persist through challenges, and achieve greater success. That's why, when a Sigma female walks into a space, she doesn't wait for permission to shine, she simply does. But here's where it gets interesting. Ever heard of the Dunning-Kruger effect? It's a cognitive bias where people with low ability tend to overestimate themselves, while truly competent individuals often underestimate their greatness. So when someone with shaky self-esteem encounters a woman who moves with unwavering confidence, they don't always see inspiration, they see a threat. And that's where the discomfort begins. When you own your power, it forces others to confront their insecurities. Some will admire you. Others, well, they might project their doubts onto you. But remember this: their reaction isn't your responsibility. Your confidence isn't arrogance, it's self-respect in its purest form. So stand tall, speak boldly, exist unapologetically. You're not stepping on anyone. They're simply tripping over their own fears. Point 3. You don't play the popularity game. Are social norms, the unwritten rules that shape behavior, often forcing people into roles they never chose. The fake smiles, the obligatory small talk, the exhausting pressure to conform. Most people play along, desperate to fit in. But a Sigma female, she opts out entirely. See, while society thrives on validation, you thrive on authenticity. You don't need constant reassurance from a crowd because you already know your worth. This isn't arrogance, it's self-sufficiency. Psychology backs this up. Studies show that people who are intrinsically motivated, driven by internal values rather than external validation, tend to be more resilient and emotionally stable. That's you. Friendships, they're not about quantity but depth. While others collect acquaintances like trophies, you seek meaningful connection. You don't chase people. You attract the right ones simply by being unapologetically yourself. And that's unsettling for many. Why? Because people are wired to mirror social cues. When someone doesn't conform, it disrupts the norm, creating discomfort. You see it all the time, others meticulously curating their image, posting for approval, shaping their personalities to fit in. Meanwhile, you're too busy living authentically. You don't engage in petty gossip. You don't beg for attention. And you certainly don't compromise your values to be liked. You'd rather be alone than fake it. And here's the real kicker that makes you intimidating, because mystery is powerful. While the world scrambles to join the latest trend, you're over here calmly sipping your coffee unbothered. Not playing the popularity game isn't a flaw, it's a power move. And that kind of confidence, rare, unshakable, unstoppable. Point 4, you're not afraid of silence. Ladies, have you ever noticed how some people get downright uncomfortable when you don't rush to fill the silence? That's because silence is powerful, and Sigma females, they don't just sit in it, they own it. Psychologists call this the discomfort of silence. Most people are conditioned to equate silence with awkwardness, rejection, or even dominance. Studies show that in conversation, an average pause longer than 4 seconds makes people uneasy. That's why they rush to fill the void with nervous chatter, oversharing, or unnecessary small talk. But a Sigma female, she's built differently. While others scramble to fill the quiet, you remain calm, you listen, you observe, and that unsettles people. Why? Because silence exposes insecurities. The moment you stop talking, others start projecting. Is she judging me? Does she think she's better than me? No, ma'am, you're just enjoying your peace. But in a world that fears silence, your stillness feels almost intimidating. It's like putting your phone on Do Not Disturb suddenly. Everyone assumes you're ignoring them. No, Susan, I just value my peace. A Sigma female understands that true power isn't in how much you say it's in when you speak. Silence isn't awkward for you. It's strategic. It gives you the upper hand in negotiations, deepens your understanding of others, and forces people to earn your words. And here's the kicker, your silence. It speaks volumes. Point 5, you're unapologetically you. Sigma females are a rare breed not because they strive to be different, but because they refuse to be anything other than themselves. In a world that thrives on social norms and expectations, your independence is both a mystery and a disruption. People don't know how to categorize you, and that makes them uneasy. Why? Because society has long been wired for collective. Historically, survival depended on group conformity. Blending in meant protection, acceptance, and opportunity. But you challenge that system simply by existing. You don't seek validation, you don't follow trends, and you certainly don't apologize for standing alone. Psychologists call this non-conformity bias, when people reject what they can't predict or control. Your ability to think independently, speak your mind, and navigate life on your own terms confuses those who rely on approval to feel secure. That's why they try to diminish your presence with labels, too intense, too opinionated, or too independent. But the truth, those who find you too much are simply not enough for you. You don't water down your intelligence to make others feel smarter. You don't force yourself into social circles that drain you. And you definitely don't fake interest just to fit in. You thrive in your own lane, setting your own rules and embracing solitude over shallow connections. At the end of the day, real recognizes real. The right people will admire your authenticity, while the wrong ones will fall away. And that, Royal Realms, is how you know you're walking the right path. Stay unapologetic. Stay you. Royal Realms, being a Sigma female isn't easy, but it's powerful. People may not always understand you. Some may even resent you. But that's only because you possess something rare, unshakable self-worth. And remember, ladies, the ones who can't stand you, they're simply revealing who they are, not who you are. So stand tall, stay unbothered, and never ever apologize for being a Sigma female. If this video resonated with you, like, share, and let me know in the comments what's the strangest reaction you've ever gotten just for being yourself. Until next time, Royal Realms, stay unstoppable.